Hey everybody, just jumping on here again real quick on this Sunday afternoon. I've been dehydrating. Usually I do have more of a focus on dehydrating in the fall or in the winter time, but it's going on spring. It'll be March on Friday, and I'm dehydrating at every opportunity I get. I know I've been saying for years, prepare, prepare, prepare. And if people had been prepared, then when we went through different blackouts and storms and um, other situations where there wasn't enough food in the stores or things available to eat, especially when people were getting sick, it does lighten the load and makes things a lot better. And again, I'm saying prepare, prepare, because I do believe that there's more coming. It's actually kind of on the way, kind of like a tidal wave when those tectonic plates shift. Initially, you don't see anything, and then it kind of builds up, and then you see it. But by the time you see it, then you're kind of frantic and in a rush to get your stuff together. But anyway, so today I've got a lot of celery that was given to me. It's nice whenever stores go through that process and they have to shift out the old product and bring in the new product. Um, Sometimes there's extra, and that's what kind of happened for me again this weekend. But it was like a free grocery, and they had extra, and they have to make room for the new stuff that's coming in. And then of course there's always that timeline on product usability of the old stuff. So if stuff is still good and they gotta get rid of it, um, better believe people lining up to be able to get what they're able to get. Me, I want my veggies. Cauliflower, because it's really good for your kidneys, believe it or not. And you can make things like mashed cauliflower to have in place of mashed potatoes. And maybe I'll do a video on some of that if anyone's interested in that, me and my kidney stuff. But the celery was a big hit for me this weekend. And I also got some onions last week as well. And I'm like storing and putting away stuff. Sorry, I keep seeing my hair like sticking out on the side and it's bugging me. Um, so thinly slicing, putting it on the dehydrator trays, drying it out so that it can all be stored away and it will last quite a long time. And the nice thing about celery is that it dries up fast, relatively fast. I don't have to do it overnight like the onions and have the stink happen in the middle of the night, but by morning it's gone. So everything's better and the air quality becomes better. Um, but I'm doing the celery right now. But anyway, today I was in the store like a few hours ago, looking for other stuff, trying to see what else can I add to my products to be stored for, times of need. You know, every time I go to the store, I don't just go for that last minute getting what I need to eat today. I try to already have that stuff and I rotate through things, especially if it's canned products, um, and try to actually have more fresh stuff. But I was looking at some packaged products today because I thought that would be good to add to my stores for more longer term shelf life things, just in case. But everything I picked up, or almost everything I picked up, I turned it over and I read the label, because I do a lot more label reading now because everything can have a positive or negative impact on my body. What I put in impacts how well my body works and my kidney function and all of that. So I'm reading the back labels on a variety of products. And about 90 90 to 95% of everything that I picked up that was a packaged product said somewhere on that back label, down towards the bottom, after you get through that ingredients listing, it says that it was bioengineered. Even packaged items like cashews and other stuff that I would think, what? How? How can it be bioengineered? So they're doing something in the processing of things, or if it's a nut that's got like chocolate or whatever on it. There's something that's happening in the processing of these foods where they're bioengineered. And it says if you have questions, you can call this number or check this website. But why does everything have to be bioengineered and have all kinds of stuff changed? Why can't food just be natural, clean, wholesome food like it used to be? I mean, I've noticed that since how everything is prepared has been changing, we've had a lot more people are getting sick or they are expiring. And I can't say that one thing relates to the other, but I can say that that's the least common denominator, that there's more and more packaged stuff and more processed stuff. And I even heard today about an apple cider vinegar company being purchased by a celebrity and her husband, and that the two of them are working with, I believe, Bill Gates it was, but I don't quote me on that. Um, and to have this apple cider vinegar, which it's not like 100% pure if you read through the label on that container, because I used to actually get that particular brand of apple cider vinegar, um, processed in plants that have lots of other things happening in it, lots of additions to the apple cider vinegar. And those additions are things that sometimes cause circulatory and heart problems. There's just a lot going on. And speaking just from my own opinion, not telling anyone to buy or not buy anything, um, but use wisdom and caution and really check out stuff and read the labels. And if it's something that you don't understand, if you got a smartphone, you're able to access um, Google or Jeeves or dogpile.com or whatever website or search engine, or go to the library and look some stuff up and find out what's involved in these things. How do these things impact the body? I mean, you can even go on WebMD and learn a lot from their library. Though a lot of the things that we're getting are not as pure and true as they used to be. It used to be that everything was good. You could pick up a can of beans and be assured that it was beans in that can, water, maybe some salt as a preserving factor. But now, if you do that, there's other stuff. So I'm just saying that's something that people may want to consider. And another thing, there are all these different apps now that we have out here that are on our phones. There's an app for everything, literally everything. You can order pancakes and have them delivered to you at home through an app. But there are some apps that say that you will get cash back for using their products. And, I thought, hey, this is hip. And I tried that out with a few apps. And it kind of works. You do get some cash back, but after you've spent so much money in a particular place. But if you take the time and look at the apps and look at the things that they're pushing on the app, it's not just, oh, Go spend your money, take a picture of this receipt, and it's all good. We're going to send you a digital gift card for X amount of money to whatever your favorite place to shop at. Because, of course, consume, consume, consume. Kind of like that old movie that was out back in the 80s. Was it the 80s? 70s, late 70s, early 80s. The movie that had Roddy Piper, the wrestler. Um, where he put on the special sunglasses and he could see who was real, who wasn't real, and the messages that they were truly portraying on the televisions and on the billboards. It sounded like a just a corny sci-fi movie at first, but I've noticed that consume message is really out there. Even with things that happened around 9/11, everyone's going through all that devastation. And what was the first message they put out there on the TV? All right, everybody, get out there and shop, consume. So I digress. That's just some things that I've noticed. But with some of these cash saving um, apps where they're saying they're saving you cash or you get rebates or whatever, if you scroll down the page, they'll show you things where you can earn more points or become closer in a quicker amount of time to being able to get those cash back. All that stuff that they have listed down there, where you earn those extra points, where you can get 1,000 points instead of 25 points. Most of that stuff is food that's really not healthy for you. It's stuff that's processed, and I know somebody's going to hate me for saying, or at least it's not healthy for me. Maybe it is healthy for you to eat a lot of junk food. But when I look at those things, I see processed food, processed food, processed food, processed food, the kind of stuff that I talk about in my little book that I wrote, that you can eat it. You can even get a deal on it, purchasing it, because there's always some kind of a sale here, there, everywhere. But at the same time, how healthy is it for your kidneys? So, look at that stuff, read your ingredients listings and your labels, and make whatever choice is the best choice for yourself. Not telling anyone not to eat anything. I'm not telling anyone not to shop at any particular place. Not naming any specific products or whatever. But I'm telling you, if you start looking around you and not having your head in a hole in the sand, or so high that it's up in the clouds and you're missing what's happening right in front of your face, you might be surprised at what you find, because there's a lot of stuff going on out there. Hope you guys are preparing, and I really hope you are preparing. Even not only for yourself, but if you have pets, but be prepared for your pets too. Know how to take care of yourself and manage things, manage your life if the power goes out again. Power outages have been happening a lot more frequently than they used to. Blackouts, brownouts, phone service not being working, like what recently happened. Was it last week? A couple of phone providers, their service was down. People kept coming to me saying, I can't call my relatives. I can't call my friends. I can't. And they thought that I had some answer for them. I don't have an answer for you. When it's down, it's down. And just think if it was like an EMP, if it was an EMP or something else, what would you do? Because you need more than just that one option that you've relied so heavily on. Just like it's good for people to be able to read an analog clock, not just digital. It's good for people to know how to use an old-fashioned thermometer and not just one of those that you point at somebody's forehead. The ones that you point at the forehead, that's nice, what if all the batteries stopped working or there were no more batteries? I mean, You have to know more than one way of how to deal with the situation. If you're used to going to work or to church or or to visit family by taking one certain road, if that road is blocked off, what are you going to do? You need to have a plan B. It's always good to have a plan B and not just be stuck saying, well, my one and only option is not available to me, so I'm not going to think for myself and figure out something else. Have a plan B together now so that if something comes up, you know how to handle your business. I'm just saying. But it is great if people dehydrate food. Of course, I'm going to be on that bandwagon. Like I say, prepare, prepare. And I'm always saying dehydrate, dehydrate. Or freeze dry. Freeze drying costs a bit more, unless you want to give the money to a company that's going to do the freeze dry and then you just pay for the product. But I like to know where my food comes from and handle everything myself. So, dehydrating food and getting prepared to, if you haven't already started, to try to grow something. Grow some food in your yard if you have a house or if you have some land or something that you can work with. If you don't have that, and if you live like in a multifamily dwelling or apartment or condo or townhouse or duplex or whatever, you can grow stuff indoors. Get your bookshelf, put it to the side. Either do, get some pots and put soil and you can work that process that way. Or you can do hydroponically, which is what I do. I'll start showing some videos again because I'm ready to set that up again for the spring. Thank you for taking the time and listening to me today. Going back on my rants. It's been a while, but I really hope that everyone is doing well and people are preparing. I hope you have something in place for water filtration as well. But we'll talk about that more another time. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please hit that subscribe button. It really does help the algorithm so more people get to know about it. Share with other people that may find this information interesting. Um, Click that thumbs up button, because that helps as well. And I look forward to talking to you later. And even if you don't have food dehydrators and all that, there's other ways to work around some of that stuff, especially like if you're dealing with mints and peppers or different things. And we can discuss that more later so that I don't go too long on this video and then someone wants to use it to take a nap. But thanks for joining me. Treat yourself right. Don't cheat yourself. Be prepared for what's coming, because something is surely coming. There's always something coming. Take care.